Hey Robert, how are you today?
Good, how you doing?
Good. You know what's funny? There's actually a Lighthouse cinema in Dublin, and that's where I ended up seeing the movie.
Is it in a lighthouse?
It's no,
Oh,
so
oh,
it was
oh, it's like a
it was a lighthouse.
That's an unusual shape for a
Yes.
cinema.
Yeah, well, it's still kind of outside. It's kind of nice. It has a bit of ambience to it,
Yeah,
you know.
cool.
Gives it a bit of
Nice.
something.
Nice.
So I really enjoyed the film, although if I do say so myself, it was quite, like, it was insane. It was just genuinely the maddest film I'm probably going to end up seeing all year. Like, when you get the script for a film like this, are you ever looking at it going like, this has gone too mad, too far, or are you just all willing to jump right into it?
I mean, it was so beautifully written, and that you're kind of like, yeah, this is like great, but tonally it had so many different things going on that you're kind of like, is this gonna hold together? Like, I mean, is it just, because I mean, sometimes you make something that's too strange and people are just like, I don't get this. It's like, this is like too arty, whatever. And it's like, I'm so happy it doesn't really come across as like just hardcore art house. It's actually kind of like, it's very like visceral and sort of, I don't know. I mean, it's not like a difficult watch. I mean, in terms of it being boring or whatever. It's really exciting.
And you have a really interesting character in it who is kind of descending into madness. What kind of like physical and mental preparation goes into getting ready for that film?
I think there's like a part of me that just, as soon as you see, like, there's a couple of the monologues at the end. Well, there's one part which I really liked when they get so drunk that my character doesn't know if he is him or the person he's talking to. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. I was like, I've never been that drunk before. Like, what does that feel like when you drink yourself into a total existential crisis? And like, there are just kind of elements, I don't know, it always seems appealing the more extreme a character's behaviour is. So it's always fun because there's no upper limit on how crazy you can go.
Like, I was getting really strong, and this might be me being kind of a film geek here, but I was getting kind of vibes of Andrei Tarkovsky, even like kind of old silent black and white movies. Would you have watched any films like that kind of to prepare you for the role?
I mean, I do like Tarkovsky movies. It's kind of, yeah, I mean, I hadn't really watched anything as such. I mean, I sort of knew, like, I'd watched a few things about, just for the accent, these different lobster fishermen in Maine. Yeah. And then I was just kind of practicing the accent, and then I just noticed there was a mirror in front of me when I was doing it, and it made your face go into this weird thing, and it just kind of, I didn't even know what it was really reminding me. It didn't really remind me of movies, but I just kind of knew. I was like, oh, there's something in that. It was all just sort of from this strange accent. And that's kind of pretty much all the prep was, just contorting her face to make these syllable sounds.
What was your experience of working with Willem Dafoe? Because obviously, you know, it is a two-hander between you guys, and you just have such an intense kind of relationship. It's really palpable.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been a massive fan of Willem. I mean, I think he's amazing. He's kind of, there's so many of my favourite, his performance in like Wild at Heart is like one of my favourite things I've ever seen. And like, I kind of, I didn't really know exactly what to expect, but then we did a day of rehearsal and I was like, wow, well, it's so specific. I never would have thought that that's a part that he would want to play. And when you see him in character, and it's like, you look born to play this part. Like, his face, it's like, he looks like he must have been, like, he was that in another life somewhere.
Amazing. I suppose my last question then for you, Robert, like, you've been making some really, really interesting career choices really across the years, but especially recently between indie features like this, but you're looking to franchises as well. Has this all been kind of a conscious plan, or has it just kind of worked out the way it has?
Just the way it has. I mean, I've always just gone, you know, you try and find interesting directors to work with, and then, and, you know, you kind of think, oh, this looks like it'll be fun. I mean, and also you kind of try and do the opposite to what you've done before, try and find new facets to stuff you can do, and try and keep it interesting for yourself. And yeah.
Well, we'll leave it there. We're so excited to see what's next, though.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks.